Tightly gripped by the human limitation of this sophisticated canal, KY10 is travelling on a current that has been steady for some time. The watery clog of the wind in front now gurgling with the truth as the oily film of reality turned KY's cold blue head to a smooth multicoloured dome. The trailing hook that was stuck in the hood of the jacket pulled KY from the west side of the Isle of May beyond the current location in the narrows of the Forth and Clyde Canal and onward into the once again salty plains of the open ocean where the fisherman would let loose his grip on this journey. Much to the annoyance of the seagull, KY's drifting was nothing new, for this had happened several times in the past, making the location of the blue boy and the yellow hood almost impossible. But what else would a seagull do with his time when his message was yet to be told? This would be his only aim. Single-minded is not an ideal description for Harafin. Seen from below, sometimes he was black like a raven, and from above, with the emerald blue of the ocean below, he was as white as the ropes on the side of the fishing boat that still hauled his master west. A help and a hindrance in almost equal measure. To most, Harafin was just a gull. His message would be spilled, but not quite yet. For now, though he was content to just glide southwest towards the coast and over to Ireland. KY10 hadn't passed Hookpoint since Devan stood with his beacon, warning others like him about the treachery of the rocks and the power of the sea. Unchanged, the light still stands. It was always a familiar message that had triggered KY's energy. But something was different this time. The light was stronger and visible from further afield. The orange glow of Duvan always dragged KY10 towards him rather than warding him off. Dreamily he began to read. ... dash. ... dash ... dash ... dash ... dash. KY10 stared with an intensity that mirrored the message itself. Halfway through this dream, he began to taste a mixture of melting hot wind with those from the lands of Barrow, Nore and the Suir. The flashing had changed pattern, more frightening now, that it seemed to span the entire electromagnetic spectrum. KY10 feared that the threat ahead, unwilling to manifest itself, and still at a great distance, was doubtless the worst threat of all. Confusing for it. Maybe the Har was slowly beginning to lift. Distracted by the flash of white in the sea, KY tried to refocus, but couldn't. Again the boy was distracted, this time by a hooded figure. It flounced in the waves at the same frequency as the boy, but it never spoke. It raised a lantern to KY's face, a face he had never really had a knowledge of. KY10 reached out to feel it, to try to place, but it was more like a distant memory than a reality. The light from Duvan's submerged lantern was now beating out the same message as the lighthouse at Hookpoint. Suddenly Harafin spotted the reflection from Duvan's light on KY10's spherical bunce. He swooped down to his master, silhouetted by both the moon and the lighthouse. As KY10 focused on the dots and dashes, the light was blocked out by a flurry of black and white feathers engulfing the space between the boy and the monk. The light was extinguished and the monk was gone. The seagull resurfaced to catch his breath and spread the word. However, Harafin and KY had already forgotten all that had passed. The seagull turned to the boy and pecked the hollow husk of KY10's head. Tap, tap, tap. 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 Tap, tap. 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 Both stared at the moon and watched as Hookpoint disappeared into the distance.